Music by Indigo Saint.
Yeah, peak work. I'm moving no research. See, that's the difference between making a bag or losing a bag. It's like work. Research. BOT make the tech work. And Underdog, you like Cap Kirk. We masters in the metaverse. Just research.
This is the Underdog Research Channel. Read my disclaimer because we're about to get started with part one of a two-part series about Project Turbo 2025, how it goes mainstream. Folks, thank you for joining the Underdog Research Channel. You know me, I'm the principal researcher for this channel, the Underdog Researcher. I know you're thinking, what am I doing? You don't watch the Underdog Research Channel to find out about a meme coin. In fact, let me tell you folks, in my whole time ever producing videos on this platform, I've only talked about one meme coin, and that was ShibaInu, and I'll talk about that later on. This will be the second time I've ever had a discussion, but I saw it necessary because people, I think you may be missing some huge connections, and I'm going to bring them out right now. So don't turn away from the TV. Don't turn away from your phones. If you want to get the best research there is, then please stay with me. And there are links in the description of this video if you want to get connected. Now, folks, we'll go on a journey today, and I will be researching the hype about this Project Turbo. And we're going to talk about three things. I'm going to give you a comparative analysis between two other meme tokens and an NFT. We'll be talking about ShibaInu. We'll be talking about Bored Ape Yacht Club, and we'll be talking about Turbo. What do these have to do with each other? Well, I'm going to share it with you if you just stick with me. We will talk about the what was, the what is, and what will be when we talk about Turbo. Now, folks, I have to show you some receipts because, I don't come empty-handed. If you want to get this full detail and you don't have time to go on this journey with Underdog Researcher, then I've done it for you. Look in the links in the description of this video. The description has every time-coded section. I took all my time to make sure it's easy to navigate. So whether you want to look at a particular section or if you want to watch the whole thing, share the pieces that are important to you. Ultimately, this is you getting researchable facts over the hype, and I have it right there for you to follow along. So let's get started.
So the news that happened, let's go back to their Twitter account and go to June 25th to see the news that was dropped. So here it says, we're thrilled to announce an exciting partnership between the Motorverse and Turbo. All right, so here's a problem with that partnership. Most people that saw that was probably like, okay, that's a cool story, but where is that exchange listing? Where is Coinbase? Where is Binance? Because when it comes to these meme coins, most people only care about the exchange listings. And unfortunately for Turbo, it still doesn't have Binance. It still doesn't have Coinbase, but it does have a lot of really great exchanges still. But unfortunately, it's just the way things go. People just want to see more and more exchange listings, right? So the question is the hype officially over? Because if it doesn't get a Coinbase and a Binance, where can Turbo actually go? That is the real question here.
The real question here is, where could Turbo actually go? But I want you to notice something first before we dive deep in that. Now, that was a source of a recent video about someone talking about this huge connection with a partnership with Turbo. And the question that's on people who watch this community is, what does that matter? We want to know where the Coinbase, when Binance, when Coinbase. Folks, let me tell you, folks, this is the issue with the market. We are using the wrong algorithm to evaluate whether there's potential. And let me show you today why that is. You see, as I walk through this project, I'm going to show you that there is two different ways that I research. I research projects based on projects that have utility, but there's a separate algorithm for projects that are considered meme coins. Now, these two separate methodologies have to be respected. You wouldn't try to fly a car, nor would you try to drive a plane. You can't mix the two. Well, I'm going to show you how the Underdog Research Channel researches a meme coin and researches a project with utility. But here's the thing that you need to find out, and why I'm going to show you need to pay attention. Because there is something in between. See, the Underdog Research Channel doesn't just research the meme and research project with utility. People forget about the in-between. You can't forget about the in-between, because that is where all the connections lie. So as we go through this research today, I want you to remember the words, where's the Binance? Where's the Coinbase? That is on the minds of probably 99% of people interested in this project. But I am telling you right now, if that's where you remain, you will miss the thought process and the correct process to go through when trying to determine whether this project has potential. And I'm going to show you right now. See, the Underdog Research Channel has done you a service. I have broken down 5, I call it the big 5, areas that a meme coin needs to be investigated to determine whether or not that coin has a potential. You need to look at the narrative, the community growth, community leadership, liquidity and accessibility, and the keyword, significant partnerships. See, we talk about partnerships all the time. Everybody talks about who they're with and what they're doing, but the significance of that partnership and that ecosystem, how it affects that project or technology, is so important. And see, if you're only thinking about the listings, you miss the connections. Let's find out if the Underdog Research Channel can show you connections that you did not know about. Let's go. To do that, we need to travel back in time. I'm going to go with you to 2021. And I'm going to go to a time in which there's this project called ShibaInu. And I'm going to show you indicators about then that I see right now. And I want you to understand that you need to be able to compare the two, because if you don't see what's happening, you can't see what can come in the future. So let's travel back in time with the Underdog Research Channel. ShibaInu. The first project I want you to look at is ShibaInu. At the time in which this video was recorded, on 5/9/2021, ShibaInu was trading at .000001552. There is something great about to happen. If you don't like meme coins, it doesn't matter. That's on you. That's a personal decision. But I don't have biases based on if I like something or not. I look at the research and I tell you what the research showed me. And the research showed me that ShibaInu is a winner. And yes, it's going to be very volatile, but you hold on to this coin, folks. Listen to me. Do not pump and dump yourselves. People will pump and dump. That's fine. Let them do it. I will give you the research later on this week, but this is in depth. It's going to take me days to get it, and we cannot wait. By the time you get this video, it will already be pumping. The noise will get you in a lot of trouble because it will make you miss opportunities. Don't worry about FUD. I am personally going to hold those coins, and your boy has now made the largest move in his cryptocurrency history. Before I told you about my other moves, this one right here, top the cake, and I've already seen what it's going to do. So by the time you get this video, hit your boy back. Let me know if I was right. But right now, ShibaInu, do not sleep on that project, folks. Don't care if you like it. Don't sleep on it. Don't care if you like it. Don't sleep on it. Don't you love when you bring receipts? Don't you love it? You see, on May 9th of 2021, go check the facts. Underdog Research Channel at that time saw something in the research. See, I wasn't covering meme coins, but there was a change that I noticed and I could not ignore. And let me tell you what happened. You see, on the very next day, a huge change underwent ShibaInu. What was that change? Well, here's the change. On the time in which I did this video, ShibaInu was trading right there. You see it at 27 million on 5/9/2021. And then on May 10th, less than 24 hours later, it went from a 26 million trading volume to a 6 billion. I said that again with the B, market cap. And then it kept on going. It went up to over 36 billion by October 27, 2021, from millions to billions. And so, folks, at the same time, I was just like many of you. I'm not paying attention to those meme tokens, but what changed? Something happened. Let me tell you what also happened the same day. You see, within 24 hours of me announcing that you better pay attention to this project, this happened as well. Ethereum co-founder donates 1 billion of Shiba for India COVID release on May 10th, 2021. That's right. Less than 24 hours. $1 billion in ShibaInu. And if you read that article, it says a summary that Ethereum co-founder Videket Buterin donated 1 billion worth of Shiba and Dogecoin spinoff to the COVID-19 refund in India. Now, I need you to think with me, folks. Why did they do Shiba? I mean, you could have sent cash, you could have sent Ethereum. Why ShibaInu for a whole country? Oh, we're going to explore that. Pay attention to India and pay attention to the fact that within 24 hours after I announced that ShibaInu was going to blow up, $1 billion moved. You think that came at a last minute decision, or was there something happening behind the scenes the whole time? A connection that just no one saw. Well, we're going to explore this and talk about Turbo and what connections we see. Here we go. That was then, and this is now, the ShibaInu. And as I said, that was a price prediction, a price point that happened within 24 hours. It jumped up so fast, so quickly after I made that announcement. So what similarities of with ShibaInu in price do I see with Turbo? Let's check it out.
In my previous video, I outlined one of two possibilities, right? One, we either break this all-time high, because every single time we test an all-time high for Turbo, we always break it, or we were going to hit about this point and slide down, and that's exactly what we did. But while we were cooling off right now, in the past couple of months, you can see Turbo has had an absolutely exponential run up, right? Starting all the way in October, we were basically at 4 zeros, right? We've cut down 2 of those zeros now. And as you can see, every single time we make this staircase pattern. So we consolidate for, a few weeks, a few months, and then we have a massive run up, right? Hit all-time highs, and then we consolidate and keep consolidating, and then boom, once we hit this previous all-time high, we break it, make a new all-time high, and then we consolidate for the next couple of months. And this pattern keeps continuing and continuing, and each time we consolidate, this region lasts for a couple of months. So let's say right here, December 16th 2023, all the way until February 28th. So give it about 2.5 months, and then we run up and then consolidate for maybe 2.5 more months, and then run up. So based on just a simple historical prediction, one could assume that you could see another run up, and that could potentially correlate with a Bitcoin run up as well.
There was a similarity between ShibaInu that I noticed with Turbo regarding the price action as was just discussed there. Now, you may think that this is just a coincidence. Maybe Underdog researcher just saw someone talking about it today. Well, let's talk about and bring some receipts about that. On February 19th, 2024, in my community, Telegram, the Underdog Metaverse community, I stated this. If you remember, I said this: high risk moves. Looking into community-based projects, which are short-term, high risk, high reward moves. Turbo. We are early in the cycle, so patience is key. Be sensible and stick to your research. Never chase a pump. And then on February 24th of 2024, months ago, I stated this in my community. Meme tokens, higher risk projects, Turbo. These are projects that I will research and provide a video, not an endorsement for the project. I don't know the people. If the projects, and as far as I know, they could all be crooks or great people. Please use research to supplement your own. And then on June 10th, I created this short video on YouTube where I noticed a correlation between this price of Swift, that's a different project, and Turbo. Just an interesting connection. But let me go a little bit further and give you a few more receipts. This is how many times I discussed Turbo since February of this year. Just a quick test. Let's see how many times we've talked about Turbo. Post I made that says meme tokens, high risk projects that I'll be looking into. And I mentioned Turbo. 223. Again, I go through some projects I look into and I said I'll be looking at Turbo. And that wasn't it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then again, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. One of my latest posts, I stated the following in my community. Community, a few personal thoughts and moves, not financial advice or trading advice. Turbo, I made a significant positive move on this high risk project that worked well for me a couple weeks ago. Now that the project has went down 3x levels from where I got it, it continues to do 1 to 3x levels before finding resistance for 5 months straight. I plan on making a move to obtain 1 to 3x and then moving the increase to another project. At the same time, I recognize the risk of the 4x decrease from my entry is always possible. Currently waiting for a 20 to 35% decrease to make my personal re-entry. I was going through with my community and giving them indicators based on, at that time, exclusively meme token research. The 5 big elements that I look for. And I saw that there were elements within that I was willing to take a risk. And I'm going to go through, because for those who are following this project and you're following it based on your traditional research into memes, when Moon, when Lambo type thoughts of when Binance, when Coinbase, see, you will appreciate this, but that's not my core elements. But because I have something for everyone, let's go through something that was similar that I saw with the price action. And then we're going to start moving into the second part of this research, which is the other utility research, the in between. So let's take a look at that. When I first brought this to the community's attention on 2/19, I saw an increase from the time I first discussed this with my community. It was at $8 million volume. And then just by 5/27/2024, it had a 446 million volume gain. Now, you see that square right there, that black box on the right hand side? See, that was you when you learned about it. And you see that star at the top? That was you when you held on to it. Now, why does this look so familiar? You see, just like I showed you in 2021, the same thing happened. See, at the time I said on May 9th, 2021, they had that $27 million for ShibaInu. And the next day, I saw an exponential growth to that 6 billion volume. And then it went all the way up to 36 billion. Turbo token. 3 years ago, ShibaInu. We are done with the traditional research about this project based on volume and price action. If you stopped right here, you may pat yourself on the back and say, I did a good job. I researched this project. You haven't researched nothing yet. The research begins now. Let's show you exactly what you are missing. MetaPath Part 2. The biggest mistake people are making with NFTs and meme coins. In my previous research on the Underdog Research channel, I discussed indicators of the then with Bored Ape Yacht Club and the now we're looking at Turbo. And in order to understand these indicators, I need you to hear from someone else as a part of the research. So let's go to SlamX, a researcher in this particular area, and let me show you exactly what you need to know about the market that you're in. Here we go.
So each phase of NFTs, just going to speak for myself here, always picture that, okay, things are ramping up. This project's got this announcement. These guys got this coming. These guys got a new mint. These guys are going to be doing this. The biggest mistake I think most people are making right now is focusing on the old established projects. It's such a huge mistake. If history repeats, the next NFT cycle, the next NFT run, most of these ain't coming back, right? There's no new supply, so this is all people are focused on in NFTs. But most of these are not really coming back. It's going to be a whole new crop. And yeah, people will speculate like crazy on new stuff, right? If there's gains, if people can find profits, if there's like successful mints, all that stuff, that new mint beta is going to come back in full swing.
That new mint is going to come back in full swing. Folks, we are talking about turbo crypto. We are talking about this new mint. We are not talking about ShibaInu anymore. We're not talking about Bored Ape Yacht Club. We are talking about the today, and we're not talking about what they did. We're talking about the similarities. Introducing ourselves into Turbo Crypto. What is important about Turbo? Well, we found out this in my previous research about what can make these projects grow.
Before starting, what is your favorite NFTs you're holding? Anyone has a Bored Ape? That's my favorite. Nice, Ape fam. About the global trend NFTs and how the community gonna shape the ecosystem. I'm Christina. I started working in Silicon Valley in 2017 in the crypto space. Over the past 6 years, I have been building cross-blockchain trading platform named Swift Blockchain. Metaverse became a concept. We wanted to extend our cross-chain trading experience in the Metaverse space. So we started a new project named MetaPath, all in one place for cross-chain trading NFTs, meaning you can use a BNB to buy a Bored Ape. I'm in charge of marketing, so I always wanted to explore the new stuff. NFT came, Bored Ape came up to the market. I bought immediately the next day. I personally believe community is one of the most important thing in Web3. We started talking on Clubhouse all day long, now on Twitter Space 24/7. When BAYC came out, the next day, everybody in the community, when we were talking at the Clubhouse, all about the Bored Apes, and more than one. So you could see everyone was wearing a BAYC profile on the stage. If you didn't have one, you felt like you didn't belong there. You had to get one. Nobody knew that time a picture like a monkey picture could go that big, right? And then I still remember we were so happy, feeling belong in the community. And I also remember Golden Goner. You know who he is? The founder of Yuga Labs, right? He came to our community, sitting next to me, talking about apes. Nobody knew who he was that time. He was nothing to talk to the picture. Oh, we like the picture, so happy, like so happy, this little ape, you know, unshaved mouth. But we were so happy talking about the apes, felt the belongings, felt like being part of the community. But so lucky it became so big. I think one of the reasons is they got big investment later on because it's so how community are engaged in this.
So big. I showed you a lot right there. I think you may have missed something, so let me go ahead and run that back. Folks, what you just heard there is not something that you should have skipped over. If you skipped over that part, you're going to miss out. So make sure you go to the link in the description of this video. Make sure that you look at the time coded video and make sure you run these things back because that was huge. I gave you a lot of hints there too, but that's on another video for another time. Let's talk about what she talked about. What we're talking about is Christina Chen with Swift Blockchain and MetaPath, the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer. If you never heard about these projects, that's okay. I got plenty of research about why that is important. But what she also was one of the co-founders of a ape type project, which was they did and they launched, and there was a 500x gain. And she was talking about a community with Bored Ape Yacht Clubs. And before it became big, it was just a simple meme, about $200 to buy it. I wonder how much you've invested in this particular project. You probably invested more than $200, right? But that's another topic for a different time. Now, let's talk about this. They were talking about this morning, noon, and night. They were so excited. They felt it was a part of the community. People felt so passionately about it, the community, that they had that ape on their profiles, everything. Now, they didn't know Gordon Garner at that time, the founder of Bored Ape Yacht Club, was in the community. And they collaborated and they didn't realize that that picture would become so successful. But what made it successful? The community. The power of community is what drives it. Community-based coins. Now, you thought you knew that, but it's how you interact. It's how you interact with the project. And from that, she had a 500x gain. Now, Turbo has something similar. The origins is for the now. And let's go through the origin stories and let's talk about the community of Turbo and let's see how it relates to what Christina Chen from Swift Blockchain and MetaPath said. The creator of Turbo, Rhett Mankind, what did he do? How did he initiate this project?
So that was, that was the joke. That was the meme. It was like as if, something like AI could even achieve that. But I thought it would be a fun experiment to do with my audience. And so like I put after that, yes, this is a joke, but I will follow through. Because I thought, what's the worst that could happen? It fails. I lose $69. I lose a day of work. And, I thought may as well just get started and give it a go. Maybe a little bit of, engagement on Twitter. That's the most I thought this was going to.
The thought was just engagement, but it became more than that. The humble beginnings was a simple AI generated coin. But now, as you see, there is 69,300 followers for this project on X. And if you see, it's holding a red pill and blue pill. What Underdog Research Channel is going to go through, and we're going to take that red pill today. Now, we're going to talk about this. What do they stand for? What is the community about? Well, this was posted on July 6th of 2024. Our collective strength, holding on to our bags and growing wallets. We're the underdogs, shocking the world. This post had 20,000 views. Collaboration with Motorverse, Turbo Crypto. Animoca Brands FuturePlay, collaboration with Motorverse. On June 25th, 2024, Animoca Brands Motorverse partners with Turbo Token to boost ecosystem engagement. Motorverse, a project by Animoca Brands, a partnership. Motorverse, a project by Animoca Brands known for its interoperable ecosystem of motorsport titles championing major IP collaborations and digital ownerships, today announced a partnership with the popular meme coin TurboToken to explore collaboration opportunities around joint marketing and interoperability. TurboToken is the first decentralized grassroots meme coin created by AI. And my Billionaire Blueprint Part 2, check it out. Its links will be in the description of this video. You need to watch it. We find out that it is Yat SIU, the billionaire, one of the greatest Web3 tech investors in history for Animoca Brands. Yes, folks, and we're just getting started. Yat SIU, one of the Billionaire Blueprint investors I told you about, is directly connected and in partnership with through an Animoca Brands with this project. But there's more, way more. Let's talk about who he is and why you should be excited about this partnership.
An investor you've never heard of might be one of the greatest in history. Imagine loading up on Google, Amazon, and Apple stock in 2005. Well, some might argue that Yat SIU is doing that right now. Yat founded one of Asia's largest mobile game studios before Apple banned the company's games from the App Store. The silver lining, however, was that Yat was sharing office space with the founders of CryptoCade at the time. This was the first major NFT project, and Yat became obsessed, believing that NFTs could confer digital property rights and change the entire internet. It's why Yat dropped the gaming company to go all in on NFT technology years before anybody saw its potential. Yat became one of the earliest investors in Axie Infinity, OpenSea, Decentraland, and even acquired the Sandbox Metaverse between 2018 and 2019. These companies skyrocketed when NFTs exploded in 2021, and today these holdings put Yat's company, Animoca Brands, at a valuation of $5 billion. If adoption of Web3 technology turns out to even be a fraction of what people expect it to, I think Yat might go down as one of the best investors in history.
What? The best investor in history with Web3? Let me tell you what Turbo is. See, Turbo is the first AI grassroots project that Animoca Brands brought under its arms and the fold with Yat SIU, a billionaire investor, is involved in directly. You see, Turbo is the Kelly Clarkson of American Idol. See, Turbo is the first, and they have a backing from one of the billionaires, but I don't think you truly understand what Animoca Brands is about. So I'm about to walk you through how big this is, because if you don't know Animoca Brands, by the time you finish with the Underdog Research channel today, you're going to find out. Mess around and find out, folks. Animoca Brands. Animoca Brands, a Deloitte Tech Fast winner and ranked in the Financial Times list of high growth companies Asia Pacific 2021, is a leader in digital entertainment, blockchain, gamification that is working to advance digital property rights and contribute to the establishment of the open metaverse. Now, the company develops and publishes a broad portfolio of products, including, now I'm going to slow it down so you got to pay attention. Pay attention, Rev Token, Sand Token, original games, including, that's right, The Sandbox, Crazy Kings, Crazy Defense Heroes, and products utilizing popular intellectual properties, including Disney, WWE, Snoop Dogg, The Walking Dead, Power Rangers. That's right, folks. We're not done. MotoGP and Formula E. It has multiple subsidiaries. Who are the subsidiaries? Here they go. The Sandbox, Blowfish Studios, Quid, Game. Oh, I got to look you in the face for this one. Pay attention to the next one, folks. You might want to pay attention. Here we go. nWay. Just in case. That's the one I want you to pay attention to. One more time. Let's run it back. nWay. Okay, wait a minute. That's it. Just in case you missed that, I'm going to run it back one more time because I don't think you heard me the first time. Let's go again. nWay, Pixel Owl, Forge, Limpo, Animoca Brands Japan. Oh my goodness, we're not done. Grease Monkey Games, Eden Games, Darewise Entertainment, Notary Games, Tiny Trap, B Media, Pixel Linux, We Play Media. Animoca Brands has a growing portfolio of more than 380 Web3 investments, including Colossal, Axie Infinity, OpenSea, Dapper Labs, NBA Top Shop, Yield Games, Alien Worlds. Folks, I'm not just reading this list because I like to read, which I do. I'm reading this list because there are these huge connections. But one of the connections, only one, let's start it again, only one that I'm going to mention right now, you need to understand that just was connected by Turbo partnering with Animoca Brands, and that is no other than this connection right here. In 2019, nWay was acquired by Animoca Brands. And you're thinking, Underdog, you said it like 5 times. I don't know what nWay is. I may have noticed some of these connections. How big is that? Well, let me show you exactly how big that is. nWay. Animoca Brands to acquire nWay, developer and publisher of Power Rangers Legacy Wars. Animoca Brands to acquire nWay for $7 million, of which $1.9 million in cash and $5.75 million in shares. nWay is a game developer and publisher of high-quality AAA games on consoles, PCs, and mobile platforms. nWay has a global license granted by... I can't even do it. I can't even do it because y'all not catching it. They have a global license by Lionsgate and Hasbro to make use of Power Rangers brand, including in Power Rangers Legacy Wars, nWay's award-winning mobile game with over 50 million downloads. Did someone say Hasbro? Did someone say Lionsgate? Are you meaning to tell me that Animoca Brands, not only mentioning all those other great collaborations, which I haven't even started to touch, just taking one, nWay in 2019, has Lionsgate, you mean the same people who make the movies? And Hasbro, the same people make the toys? I wonder if there's some NFT toys and meme-based toys and game. No, y'all not ready yet. Let's keep it going. Animoca Brands collaboration with Turbo opens up these doors. So nWay platform will provide developers with complete back-end and fully managed live ops services to quickly develop and operate competitive multiplayer cross-platform. Did they say cross-platform? That's another day. nWay developers and executives have worked at major technology companies, including, pay attention to the list, Google, Tencent. Now, somewhere I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop you. I know you know Tencent is. Look up Tencent in China. Would someone please look up Tencent? Anyway, let's run it back because I'm only talking about nWay. Sony, Electronic Arts, Nintendo. Did they just say? Okay, let's get back to it, folks. They have LucasArts, Blizzard, Kabam, Neon. They have NCSoft. The current management will continue to operate nWay. Acquisition as nWay's portfolio of games. See, Animoca Brands owns their portfolio of games, their team, a powerful suite of technologies, and a platform to enter the rapidly growing competitive multiplayer gaming space. To fund the acquisition and other opportunities, Animoca Brands has entered into unsecured 12-month loan agreements at a total of $2.5 million. So, folks, that is just a clip, a glimmer. I only talk about nWay. I know you heard the Sandbox. I know you heard Nintendo. I know you heard Sony. I know you heard Lionsgate. I know you heard Hasbro. But listen, run this section back so you can hear the rest of it. But let's keep going because there's so much to share with you folks. Here we go. In 2021, Animoca Brands created another part of their business called Animoca Brands Japan. Founded in 2021, it's a strategic subsidiary in Japan and Animoca Brands Corporation Limited, a leading global Web3 company. See, its current holders are major publishers, brands, education, Web3 strategies of Japanese intellectual properties, athletes, artists, and game companies. Animoca Brands Japan provides platform combined IPs with blockchain technology and supports IP holders to build their own ecosystem through full stack Web3. So folks, we have Animoca Brands directly partnered in a game portion of their business that they do really well with Motorverse, who's owned by Animoca Brands and connected to Japan and China and Sony and Nintendo and the movies. But we're not done. I'm just giving you a summary of a summary. We're going to go through and talk about this a little bit of depth because Animoca Brands in 2022 also embedded in MetaPath. For the people who don't know, I've given you the only research video on MetaPath. And if you don't know what it is, you're going to find out today because Animoca Brands in 2022 invested in MetaPath. And why do you think that's important for Turbo to be connected to Animoca Brands Conections and their reach through MetaPath? Well, let's get started with it and tell you why. You see, part 2 of the Billionaire Blueprint, look in the description of this video. Please watch part 2 on my channel so you can understand why this is important. You find out that they are connected. You see, in 2022, Animoca Brands was invested in MetaPath through Shima Capital and Swift Blockchain. And I show you that path, which is still MetaPath. CEO Matthew O'Neill is also a part of this collaboration. So 2022, there's a direct investment through Shima Capital from Animoca Brands in the investment of MetaPath. But why, you're asking? Why? See, MetaPath, you learn through my research that MetaPath will gradually add integrations with more NFT marketplaces and what is that word? Gamify platforms, both of them, decentralized and centralized. At the same time, MetaPath will decentralize itself by updating the core functions of its own chain. And in case you didn't know what MetaPath is, I provide you the most in-depth research on both Swift, MetaPath, Shima Capital than you can ever find. Please just watch my playlist. I have it right there for the Swift blockchain, MetaPath, and Animoca Brands is a part of this Billionaire Blueprint directly connecting to Turbo. But I want those who've never seen this before and those who have to understand the connections that I just told you. And we're not even halfway done. Check this out, folks, for MetaPath. Isn't that beautiful? It just puts a tear in your eye. Folks, we have Turbo that is connected directly into the gaming ecosystem by a powerhouse, a billionaire who is connected to MetaPath, who is connected to Shima Capital and all the billionaires. And I showed you this in my research on Swift Coin, part 3, MetaPath, the part 2 of that. We found out that Animoca Brands built the ecosystem and the metaverse for Other Side. And who is Other Side? They are Yuga Labs, the creators of Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mutant Apes, and CryptoPunks. And this is built through the ecosystem, the biggest brand in the business, Yuga Labs in this space built their whole ecosystem by Animoca Brands. And that's what they did for that NFT picture of apes. What could they do for the first grassroots AI turbo project is the question that you need to ask. But we're not done. This is what Yat SIU of Animoca Brands and Yita Gao, CEO of Shima Capital, who invested into MetaPath, said. Yat SIU of Animoca Brands said Yita Gao and Shima Capital exemplify the early stage venture capital that needed in Web3. Shima's strong focus on supporting founders and willingness to bash through walls for their sake resonates well with Animoca Brands' ethos, said Yat SIU, co-founder and executive chairman of Animoca Brands. He also said it's a great honor to partner with Shima Capital, especially given the fund's high conviction in global proliferation of digital property rights and an open metaverse. Folks, Shima Capital and Animoca Brands invested directly into the ecosystem and the highway to cross-border, cross-platform connection to almost every blockchain in the business. And Turbo is now the Kelly Clarkson of Animoca Brands. It's the first. And we need to understand why this is so big. But there's bigger connections. I will show you more billionaire connections directly linked with this Turbo project. And by the time you finish watching the Underdog Researcher, you will say, Underdog, I was sitting here evaluating the project based on my limited viewpoint of meme price action, meme exchange listings, where I missed the bigger conversation about who they are connected to. You know the old saying, folks, it's not about who you are, it's about who you know. And they know some big names. And honestly, they may not even recognize how big of a deal this is, but you will. Folks, thank you. And if you support this type of research over hype, be a part of the movement. Give a bone to the Underdog Research channel. Please provide support. You can do that in super thanks. You can do that in super stickers. You can do that by engaging and sharing this information. But every bit of support you provide me will allow me to get more resources other than open source intelligence that I can utilize to give you the best research that you've ever seen about these connections and the significant importance of these partnerships. And folks, if you want to get in contact with me, you can do so by joining the UDR_ channel. That's my X, aka Twitter page, where I have partnered with the Third Eye Indigo Saint, a musician, a mathematician, and he is giving you research and a whole new perspective along with me in this collaboration. You can also find me on Telegram at Underdog Metaverse Community. Links in the description of this video. Join the Telegram, stay connected. And I am a part of the Web3 movement. I have 7 metaverse spaces and growing. Join the Underdog Metaverses by simply going to voxels.com. Links in the description of this video, and I'll walk you through how to get connected and get exclusive content through my metaverse spaces. And consider being a part of the community where you have a membership to be the first to know, no filters, exclusive content, and more. And I will give you that information. Always check the description. I will give you that information so you can stay connected in these ways and support the platform. And coming up, my Swift Coin Money Trail series, I have a playlist of all the most advanced research on this project and other connections and billionaire connections that you need to know about. I will be releasing a members only advanced research during the Money Trail series. That is all I have. I hope that you enjoy this type of research over the hype. And stay tuned for part 2 of Project Turbo 2025. I see you then. Until next time, this has been the Underdog Research Channel. Make sure you check the description for the time code so you can watch your favorite parts and share them in the communities so you can build and grow the projects that you're interested in. Thank you for watching. Take care.
Music by Indigo Saint.
Yeah, peak work. I'm moving no research. See, that's the difference between making a bag or losing a bag. Or it's like work. Research. BOT make the tech work. And Underdog, he like Cap Kirk. We masters in the metaverse. Just research. Deep work. What you mean in no research? See, that's the difference between 100 stacks and no stacks. Show me research. Light work. BOT make the tech work. And Underdog, he like Cap Kirk. We masters in the metaverse. But we